Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Kalterkrieg as New England. Now, last time we were here together, we finished up our elections. We're working on some more industrial stuff, and we're working on expanding out some bureaucracy. Now, I noticed something. This might end up being nothing, but it says that I need to do this in order to access this. But this requires either this or this to happen, not this. So I don't know if this will pop automatically. This looks like it's supposed to. Oh, yeah. This looks like it might automatically pop. These two, not so much. So this seems like a pretty big potential oversight. Unless I'm just supposed to believe that Avril Harriman doesn't want to invest in the education system. Which maybe he doesn't. But I don't know. I do not know. All I know is that I think this series is getting to a point where it's gonna be good to wrap it up. Oh, look at that. Them support in upstate New York. Yeah, I mean, this has been fun, but oh, look at that. If we get this over to 80, we'll be good. Let's expand the bureaucracy, I guess. Well, economic reforms have been implemented well. We need to make sure the benefits will last generations. To do this, we must expand the bureaucracy, cement government officials with experience and loyalty for decades to come. There we go. Alright. I'm going to save this here. Let's contact the governor. This is entirely dependent on the winds of the government. The governor of Pennsylvania, though a higher infiltration level, will certainly help convince him. Yeah, I just kind of noticing that we're starting to run out on some major content here. Yeah. Anyway, breaking news from the Capitol. This afternoon, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Marion B. Folsom, announced that the New England government will license Dr. Jonas Salk's polio vaccine for use and distribution throughout the nation. This news follows a press conference that Dr. Salk held at New York University this morning. There he revealed that the vaccine created had been 80 to 90% effective in a large-scale test conducted last year. This revelation led to the good doctor receiving a standing ovation from those in attendance, with New England being the first nation to formally adopt the Salk vaccine. It seems only logical that other nations will soon follow suit. Future generations will surely thank us. But yeah, I'm just kind of feeling that, Rush Holt, huh? Interesting. I didn't know that could happen. Oh, there we go. Last night, CIA agents, the Pennsylvania National Guard commanders, and members of state government met with the governor's residents. They presented him with evidence of the entire network the CIA built has over the last year and more, as well as New England's plan to fill up Pennsylvania. While initially hesitant and worried, but his plan was too vulnerable to Union officials and federal troops stationed in Pennsylvania. The overwhelming numbers that CIA presented him was enough to win him over. Once the plan launches, the governor's mansion will become the HQ for the operation, with instructions from the CIA flowing to the governor, to the National Guard, and agents in the field. With the governor on our side, surely the plan will succeed. Excellent. I am going to save up. Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to launch Operation Grey Eyes. CIA reports that they are ready to commence Operation Grey Eyes. Networks have been built, escape routes have been planned, and bribes have been paid. All that's required now is a green light from the President. Down with the traitors, up with the stars. I feel like this is a good build-up to what we've been ultimately going for. In various meetings across Pennsylvania, CIA agents met with assets in dark basements, abandoned warehouses, and dimly lit offices. The following instructions were given to the assets by the CIA agents. Ladies and gentlemen, Chickadee has been given the green light. Your missions are enclosed in these envelopes. You're to commit the details of your assigned tasks to memory, or transcribe them elsewhere in a manner that is only discernible to you. Once that is complete, you are to burn the envelope and its contents. Under no circumstances can any of the information held be allowed to fall into enemy hands. You have all spent the last several days training last several weeks training for this day. I have complete confidence in each and every one of you. God willing, your mission will be a success, and that we'll all make it out of us alive. Never forget what you do for the betterment of us all. Good night, and good luck. This is where the fun begins. Quarterly growth report. I know, we keep winning. It's great. Following the events of yesterday, CIA Director Alan Dulles presented the following report to President W. Averill Harriman. The meetings the night before went well. Instructions were given as far as we can be sure there were no leaks. The events of the day started with a raid on HQs for Unionist Federal Division stationed in Pennsylvania. Some generals and upper commanders were captured, decapitating some of the units stationed in the state, but many did not go according to plan. While some federal units may be paralyzed, many others still operational. Instructions from Governor, Pittsburgh Police, and National Guard units seized federal buildings, including the courthouse, administrative buildings, and field offices for the FBI. By the end of the day, much of the state was under our control. While federal units began to respond by the mid-afternoon, they were unsure of where to start. Only in the evening did they receive orders from New Orleans to consider Pennsylvania National Guard units to be enemy troops. Even still, with Pittsburgh under our control, it may take a while for federal troops to respond from other locations. This day went as well as it could have. Our hope is that in the coming days, the National Guard will be able to hold key positions itself, and that New Orleans will see the state as a lost cause, allowing us to move in peacefully and annex the state. However, fighting drags out. If New Orleans hopes to fight this out, this may spiral into total war. A day of days. Well, let's get working on that. New England has made aggressive move in standoff between the AUS and the three-quarter line American successor states. Today, the governor of Pennsylvania announced that it would be reuniting with its other half under the flag of New England. Assistance from the CIA, the Pennsylvania National Guard, rushed to decapitate the command structure of the Union State Federal units stationed in Pennsylvania. While it remains to be seen whether this gambit will be successful, war is shortly the only outcome, whether New England can succeed in seizing the state or not. New England had no comment, though some officials stated privately that Pennsylvania is exercising its right to self-determination. They can hardly stand in the way. The people yearn for freedom, and we will not stand in the way of that, said one State Department official. Regardless of who initiated the act, it's clear that New England is doing more than nudging Pennsylvania to defect. Self-determination. Is that what they call it now? We received reports that Union federal troops have begun a clash with the Pennsylvania National Guard. While the cities hold out, the quality of the federal troops is much stronger, and they cannot hope to hold out for long. The stability of the state has degraded significantly, and as a result, we may have to move in to secure the territory shortly. Was this in the plan? We received reports that the situation in Pennsylvania has reached a point of no return. We can either move into the state out ourselves or stand by and watch things unfold. Success is not guaranteed out of the way. Let's move into the state. Oh, look at that. Whew. Following the success of Operation Grey Eyes, New England forces have successfully moved into the state and have begun to restore order. Longest federal units pulled out following President Russell B. Long's order to stand down. While it's not clear whether the AUS will retaliate if they opt for war, they will start on the back foot. With no defensive line of the Pennsylvania southern border, New England will have the upper hand in any potential conflict. The Great Lakes government of the Pacific States did not condone New England's actions, but did reiterate their support should New England end up in war with the AUS. PSA President Adlai Stevenson II stated that, "We stand with New England no matter what. They are war the longest, then so are we. Despite the United States withdrawal, war seems almost assured. Is that legal? After launching Operation Grey Eyes, New England entered Pennsylvania to support the Pennsylvania National Guard, who have been clashing with the longest federal units. However, determining that war would not be to their advantage at this point in the conflict, U.S. President Russell B. Long announced that they would not prosecute a war against New England at this time. He called New England's annexation of Pennsylvania illegal and hypocritical for a nation that claims to be the paragon of liberty. Despite the setback for the AUS, their Congress is set to agree on emergency military spending measures, one which will try and stem the tide of growing strength of Accord-aligned American successor states. New England continues to argue that they are simply defending Pennsylvanian citizens' right to self-determination. No war this year, then. Following a surprise defeat of federal troops outside Erie, and with the tide clearly turned against the Union state, Erie isn't a VP, just noticing that. President Russell B. Long announced that he would be withdrawing all federal personnel from the state and ceding it to New England, effective at 12:01 a.m. the day after tomorrow. With the economies of the NATO countries growing much faster than the Union state, it's clear that they are not ready to fight a total war on three fronts. While there is not much reason to hope that conditions will improve for the Union state in the coming years, it's clear that they would lose such a confrontation at present. Resolving that they will one day return, federal units left the Keystone State, uniting under New England. Surprised to be sure, but a welcome one. Oh, that's beautiful. The question is, are we going to get anything to reunify Philly? Well, for right now, let's do some tourism for consumer goods. Since New England are some of the richest in the world, and because of this fact, many find themselves taking vacations quite frequently. Countries such as Jamaica and Cuba are asking our government to promote their countries in exchange for lifting tariffs on New England goods. Yeah, look at that, we got it. What was that? Oh, Jesus Christ, they did a big 180 since I last checked over here. Huh. Okay, then. Construction, let's get these railroad lines all lined up. Connect them over to here. Excuse me? There we go. I think that'll do. One thing I have noticed that I would recommend the devs figure out is that, like, VP-wise, a lot of these states are empty. Like, Niagara has no victory points. Windsor only has, like, one. I think, like, Upper Quebec, I don't think has any major VP. They don't have any VPs at all. I'm, like, looking at some of these states, like, these have two. New Hampshire doesn't even have a victory point. Vermont doesn't have a victory point. Like, the map feels a little empty. There's only one victory point here in Jersey. I'd like them to add some more stuff to the map, expand things out, and make it feel a little bit more lively, I guess. This is just what I've noticed in the America region. Like, even out in Wyoming has no victory points. Granted, there's nothing in Wyoming, but you can at least pretend that there is. Is there anything in Idaho? There's not even anything in... Okay, there's Boise, actually. But Nevada... Is there not a single victory point in Nevada? Okay, there's Carson City in Reno. So this is kind of weird. Like, you have to zoom in really close to see some of these. And I don't know what that's about. I really don't. Alright, the New England Naval Command has announced plans for an extensive expansion of its New London submarine base in a press conference held earlier today. Naval Submarine Base New London, which is located on the Thames River, directly across from its namesake in Groton, Connecticut, will be expanded by 2 square kilometers. This will afford the New London base the space necessary to house several more subs and its new role as the headquarters of New England Submarine Force. The new docking facilities were designed with the Navy's Seawolf class attack submarines in mind. Seawolf class being the production model of the world's first nuclear submarine NENS Nautilus that was launched last year. So this is where my tax dollars are going. Evidently so. Here's the thing, I don't know what to do. At this point, I can finish off the rest of his focus tree, but there's not really that much to finish up. Honestly, we could do east-west routes, I guess. North-south. Canada's New England's most important ally in creating railways that connect to Canada will strengthen in both countries. Border states such as Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont will certainly benefit from this expansion. Yeah, I mean... This is fun. Like, there's a pretty decent potential for this mod. I don't know, just right now, there's not much to keep me playing right now. There's really not. At least in New England. Democracy restored in Argentina. Brazil was all the way into, like, here, and now they're... I didn't even do anything. I didn't touch it. I don't know what the fuck's happening. But yeah. And this is, you know... I've enjoyed this overall, but... I-93, what do I need to do? I-91. And I can't do that right now, because I can't expand the Federal Highway Act, because I re-elected Harriman. That's actually kind of annoying. Yeah, honestly, I'll probably just end this series here. Like, there's not too much more left. I mean, there's the elections in like a couple years. I don't think we get content for that, so I don't see much of a reason to go for that. I was gonna elect Rockefeller, if you were curious. No, I love Jack Kennedy as much as the next guy, but Jack Kennedy's also the obvious pick. You know, I want to do something a little different. But, right now, I don't know what else to do. Other than just kind of let things be. I think we got the bulk of the content done here. Again, this is a fun mod, and might do 1 or 2 more series with it in the short term. And if they get a big update anytime soon, I'll definitely check it out and give it some love. I mean, this is a cool mod. It has potential. I feel like I'm reaching a more or less natural conclusion point after we took over Pennsylvania, the rest of Pennsylvania. Which, by the way, I don't know if we even get options to core it yet. But yeah, thanks for watching it, everyone. As always, if you like this video, like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, hit the sub button and the notification bell to keep up to date. leaving comments, feedback, like future series ideas, general feedback, anything. I read all comments again. I appreciate any feedback you might have for me. Check out my various links on the description box below, Twitch, Discord, all that fun stuff. And, yeah, that's all I can think of right now. So thanks always for watching, gang. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.